Hey everybody, welcome to today's live broadcast here on Instagram. This is Andrea Scott, the founder of Pregnancy by Faith. And today I want to talk to you about getting the fertility testing that you need. Do not be afraid to get tested. You cannot correct and you cannot heal, you cannot treat what you don't know about. Hey, come on in. Welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to the broadcast. So I'm going to be discussing with you guys what kind of fertility testing you should get if you are trying to conceive, if you are believing for children, if you are trying to have a baby. There are a couple of tests that you should definitely get. All right. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. Hope you are having a wonderful day. Hey, let me do a quick announcement, guys. You know, we have the conference coming up May the 20th, the It's Your Birthing Season conference. Go to www.pregnancybyfaith.com/events and check out all the details about this event. I'm excited about it. I hope that I can see you guys there. So I see a lot of people jumping on this broadcast. Let me just do the brief introduction again. So today I am going to be sharing about the types of fertility testing that you should be getting so that you can be fully informed about your health. It is National Infertility Awareness Week. And so I'm on this broadcast bringing awareness about this issue of fertility, about just infertility in general. So there are some things that you can do, some actionable steps that you can take towards your fertility so that you can get closer to reaching your dream of having a baby. Hey, Angela. Hey, everybody. All right. So one of the tests that you want to do is called, this is something that I didn't know that I had actually, and I don't think I was even tested for it until years and years into being able to have children. And it's called, I hope I don't pronounce it the wrong way, but it's antiphospholipid. So you want to see if you have any antiphospholipid antibodies, okay? So people that have that disease or that type of syndrome, it's very common for them to have recurrent miscarriages. People can get this during pregnancy, and some people have this even if they're not pregnant yet, but it prevents them. It can prevent you from getting pregnant, as well as if you're getting pregnant and you keep having these miscarriages and you don't know why. You want to ask your fertility specialist, ask your doctor if they can run this test on you. It's called antiphospholipid. Okay, making sure you don't have any antibodies. So there are other types of tests that we can get tested for. All right. So you can definitely get ovulation testing. You want to see if you're ovulating. Are you releasing the egg from your ovaries? You know, are your ovaries functioning properly? I hope you guys can hear me because I have my little baby Jasmine in the background. All right. So some people, they've never even taken the ovulation test. Some people don't even know how ovulation works. And so this is how ovulation works. So most women in general have a 28-day cycle. That's the average cycle, is a 28-day cycle. So they have ovulation calendars or calculators. And we actually have an ovulation calculator on our website. There's a button on the homepage that says ovulation calculator. You can click on that. Or you could just go to our website, look at the drop down menu if you're looking at the mobile version, and just go to ovulation. And it'll lead you right to that page. And you put in when you started the last day of your menstrual period, and then you put in the number of days that your cycle is. So if you don't know the number of days of your cycle, for default, you can just put in 28 days and it will let you know what your fertile week, and it will let you know your expected day of ovulation. Okay. And then we have the other types of ovulation testing. We know we can do it by testing our temperature. Another way is by using an ovulation predictor kit. And that's when you put your urine during your fertile week. You take a sample of your urine, you dip the strip in there, or if it's midstream, you pee on the stick. And usually it depends on what type of ovulation test you have. So you might have the kind where it'll show you a smiley face if you're ovulating, or it'll show you two really, really, really dark lines. And that's an indication that you have ovulated. And then you can maximize your fertility by having sex, by coming together with your husband, by baby dancing at that moment, or at least sometime that day. Okay. Now let's talk about some other types of tests that you can do while you are trying to conceive. So there's something I want to touch on when it comes to faith, guys. Some people feel like if they go to a doctor or a fertility specialist, then that means they're not trusting God with their fertility. And that's far from the truth. Why wouldn't God want you to be fully informed about your health? There is nothing wrong with being educated about what's going on in your body, okay? So just because you get fertility testing doesn't mean you're not trusting God. Fertility testing is not a faith issue at all. You want to get tested, and once you find out some things that you may or may not have, you can then form an action plan and take steps to address those areas. One thing that I will also suggest when you go to the fertility doctor, hey, woman of God, hey, one of the things you want to get is a nutritional panel, because with a nutritional panel, basically they're seeing if you're deficient in any vitamins or minerals, and you want to see if you're lacking in vitamin D, if you're lacking in iron, because if you address, sorry for the background noise, so if you address something on the nutritional panel, let's say if something comes up that's negative, or if you are deficient in a certain vitamin, that could be the game changer for your fertility. And so if you're lacking in iron, there's a couple of things that you can do to fix that. And so that nutritional panel is just going to let you know what kind of, even you'll be able to find out what kind of supplements you may need to take. And if you take that supplement, you could actually increase your chances of conceiving just from getting that nutritional panel. Some people, it may not really be a hormonal issue, but it's a lack in a certain type of vitamin or mineral that you need in your body. All right. So the next type of fertility testing that I suggest is a semen analysis. So sometimes it seems like when it comes to fertility, it's always the woman getting tested, right? For some reason, a lot of people kind of feel like it's a woman's issue, but there are a lot of men where it's a male fertility factor. And that's why they're having issues conceiving a baby. It's not always the woman that has a fertility issue. Sometimes it is a man that may have some issues or some things going on with his sperm. So I think that the man and the woman need to work together. We can't just assume that there's something wrong with the woman, right? And that's why there's no pregnancy. But both couples need to both participate and work towards having this baby or having your baby that you're believing for. A semen analysis. So this test is performed, and what they do is take a sample of the semen and they evaluate it, right? They evaluate the quantity and quality of the sperm. So you want to find out if your husband, if they swimming right? If there's any issues with the form of them, the shape of them, if there's issues with the tail of the sperm, because once you find out what's wrong, there's things that you can do about it. Okay. The next type of fertility testing is the HSG. Now, this is a test where a dye is injected into the uterus and fallopian tubes to check for any blockages. And this is something that I had got done in my early years of trying to conceive. Okay, you want to get that done. And then there's some just general blood tests when it comes to fertility that you would want to get. So this is going to check your hormonal levels. It's going to check your progesterone, your estrogen, okay? And it's going to check your FSH, which is your follicle stimulating hormone, all right? Awesome. Another type of test that you should not be afraid to request the type of testing that you believe that you need for fertility, because you want to know everything that's going on with your body. And there may be some doctors, they may just ask you questions and give you a diagnosis based off of the question. But I feel like there should be some facts and some data behind the diagnosis that they're giving you. You want to see it in a report, right? You want to see the data and the facts, because how can you treat me for something and you haven't tested me for it, right? I don't believe that people should just make assumptions. Okay. Hey, Special Touch Massage. Good to see you. Hey, everybody. Another type of test is genetic testing. This is something that can be done. Okay. So you may not have to get all these types of tests, but you want to do your research and look into these things. Genetic testing can be done. Okay. Because there may be some genetic disorders, and that could be the reason why there's recurrent miscarriages, or that can be the reason why there's different type of blockages in the functioning of how you are trying to have a baby. Okay. And so what's very, very important is to make sure you don't have any antibodies. And I mentioned that earlier, but there are other types of antibodies, okay? And I'm going to tell you about that. So you want to get what's called an anti-sperm antibody test. And what it does, it looks for special proteins that fight against sperm in the blood, the vaginal fluids, and in the semen, okay? Because antibodies can kill and damage sperm. So you want to make sure you don't have any of those things going on. You get tested and your spouse should get tested. So if you are someone where, hey, y'all tested 10 years ago or 5 years ago, that data is too outdated. Okay, you want to get some things that are up to date because you want to know if there's any changes in your body or if there's any changes in your husband's body. So just because nobody had any issues going on in the early years of marriage doesn't mean that, because as we age, our body changes. So you want to be fully informed and up to date so that you can take actionable steps and do something about it. So this is the ending of today's broadcast. Happy National Infertility Awareness Week. Make sure you go get your test. And once you have your results, you can form a prayer strategy and begin to take those things to the Lord and pray on it, right? Pray on it, decree on it, declare on it, take them before God, lift them up to Him, and speak life to your womb. Have a great day. Bye.